Iraq economic news and points to ponder Monday evening, September 30, 24. Listen to the full version on the official dinarreport.com website and become our supporter on Patreon. Al-Hames expects lifting of sanctions on Iraqi banks. No violations proven. Banks Economy News. Baghdad. The chairman of the Securities Commission, Faisal Al-Hames, confirmed that foreign auditing companies have not proven any violations against the sanctioned Iraqi banks. Expecting the U.S. sanctions to be lifted, especially after the Prime Minister's recent visit to New York. Al-Hames said, in a televised interview, which was viewed by Al-Iqtisad News, that the Iraqi market needs a banking sector with global compliance standards in order to survive. Stressing that the Commission aims to increase the number of stock traders by 500%. He continued, "We were recently granted the authority to open new branches of the Iraq Stock Exchange, and we agreed to open 2 new branches in the governorates of Erbil and Sulaymaniyah. We are open and seek to expand the market spread base, and we will agree to any request to open a new branch if the legal conditions are met." The chairman of the Securities Commission confirmed, "We are working on promotional campaigns to introduce the function and benefits of investing in the Iraqi Stock Exchange, and the investment sectors in it as well, although the current efforts need greater momentum. But we seek to develop an effective strategy to increase the number of investors in the Iraqi Stock Exchange to 5 times their current number of more than 40,000 investors, during the next 2 years. He pointed out that foreign auditing companies have not proven any violations against the sanctioned Iraqi banks. And this is sufficient to lift the federal sanctions, and we hope that the Prime Minister's visit to the United States will contribute in this direction. He explained that the Iraqi economy depends entirely on oil revenues and imports to meet local needs, which confirms the difficulty of living without an effective banking sector, and therefore there is no choice but to create a real banking movement that applies international compliance standards. He explained that there is a credit problem in private banks, as customers prefer government banks. Despite the big difference in the quality and volume of services provided at the level of deposits and borrowing. However, the government banking sector takes over more than 70% of customers. Middle East tensions ignite oil prices in global markets. Energy Economy News. Baghdad oil prices extended gains on Monday, supported by mounting concerns about potential supply pressures from Middle East producers after increased Israeli attacks on Iranian-backed forces in the region. Brent crude futures for November delivery rose 51 cents, or 0.71%. to $72.49 a barrel by 0330 GMT. Brent expires on Monday and the most active contract for December delivery rose 50 cents, or 0.7%, to $72.04. U.S. West Texas Intermediate, WTI, crude futures rose 43 cents, or 0.63%, to $68.61 a barrel. Prices were supported on Monday by the prospect of a widening conflict in the Middle East with Iran, a major producer and member of the Organization of the Petroleum Exporting Countries, OPEC, after Israel intensified its attacks on Hezbollah and Iranian-backed Houthi militias. Later Monday, markets will be looking to hear from Federal Reserve Chairman Jerome Powell for clues on the pace of monetary policy easing. The Iraqi market trades shares worth more than 55 billion dinars in a month. Stock Exchange Economy News. Baghdad. The Iraq Stock Exchange organized 21 trading sessions in September 2024 at a rate of 5 sessions per week. The session was not organized on Sunday, September 15, 2024, due to it coinciding with the birth of the Prophet. The most important indicators achieved are: 1. The number of companies listed in the market is 107 joint stock companies, of which 103 companies are included in the trading platforms for listed companies, and 4 companies within the OTC platform for unlisted companies. A new banking company is still under procedures for the second platform, and 7 companies are under procedures on the OTC platform, in addition to other companies awaiting the necessary approvals for their listing. 2. Trading shares of 77 joint stock companies during the month of September. 3. The total number of shares traded amounted to 547.5 billion shares. 4. The total value of traded shares amounted to 55.3 billion dinars, up by 28% compared to August. 5. The number of executed contracts reached 18,104 contracts, an increase of 53% over August. 6. The ISX 60 index closed at 929 points in the last session of September 2024, up by 8% from its August closing of 858 points. 7. The ISX 15 free float index closed at 1031 points in the last session of September 2024, achieving an increase of 6% over its August closing of 969 points. Until September 30, 2024, the market organized 179 trading sessions, and the number of traded shares reached 457,349,800,205 shares, with a value of 480,857,357,354 dinars, through the execution of 127,441 contracts. Second, market news. The Board of Governors held its fourth session for the year 2024 on the 5th of September 2024, during which it discussed the monthly report, its indicators, and market indicators, in addition to other topics, and took appropriate decisions regarding them. Third, listing of government bonds. The market announced the start of depositing the first issue of INJAZ bonds, starting from Sunday, September 29, 2024. The issue size is worth 1.5 trillion dinars and in two categories. 1. Category 500,000 dinars with an annual interest of 6.5% paid every 6 months for a period of 2 years. 2. Category 1 million dinars with an annual interest of 8.5% paid every 6 months for a period of 4 years. Fourth, company news. 6 joint stock companies held their General Assemblies meetings during the month of September 2024, bringing the number of companies that held their General Assemblies during the past 9 months to 45 joint stock companies. The market also publishes the statement of the meeting of unlisted companies based on the company's law. Based on Regulation Number Cool and the decision of the Securities Commission in its letter No. 1332 dated the 2nd of September 2024. Trading was suspended as of the session of the 4th of September 2024 on the shares of the companies, National Chemical and Plastic Industries, Kurdistan International Islamic Bank, United Investment Bank. And the suspension continues on Zain Iraq Islamic Bank Company, for not submitting the final financial statements ending on December 31, 2023. Based on Regulation No. 23, and the decision of the Securities Commission in its letter No. 10/2056 dated September 23, 2024. Trading in the shares of the companies, National Chemical and Plastic Industries, United Investment Bank, was transferred to the platform of non-disclosing companies, starting from the session of September 25, 2024. Based on the decision of the Securities Commission in its letter No. 7/2057 dated September 23, 2024, trading in the shares of Babylon Bank Company was suspended as of the session of September 25, 2024. Fifth, market platforms trading in the Iraq Stock Exchange is organized through 38 brokerage companies from their headquarters spread across Baghdad using trading platforms. The platforms are classified according to the nature of the listing and the percentages of change in price for each type. Regular M platform. The price change rate is 15% of the previous closing price. The second platform is Second M, and the percentage of change in price is 20% of the previous closing price. The third platform, the platform for the least disclosing companies. The percentage of change in price is 5% from the previous closing price. The ISX OTC platform for non-listed companies. The number of companies registered on it after the approval of the Securities Commission is 4 joint stock companies. 6 companies are undergoing procedures at the Depository Center and submitting the shareholders' register, and 2 companies are under audit for the purpose of issuing the required approval. G-Bonds Government Bonds Platform 300 Views added September 30, 2024. Director General of Ports announces completion of all sections of the 5 berths project within the Grand Fao port. Monday, 30 September 2024, 14:15. Economic number of readings. 239 Basra, Nina, the Director General of the General Company for Iraqi Ports, Farhan Al-Fartusi, announced today, Monday, the completion of all sections of the project to build 5 berths within the project to establish a container terminal for the Grand Fao port. Al-Fartusi said, "The company implementing the Grand Fao port project has completed all sections of the project to build 5 berths within the project to establish a container terminal in the port." He explained that, the area of the berths project is 167,000 m2, where the depth excavation of the berths facade was completed and reached a depth of 22.6 m, and it was fully furnished. He added that, the amount of excavation in the berths facade amounted to 2,600,000 m3, where it was also fully furnished, indicating that, the number of pillars that were fully completed amounted to 1736 tubular pillars, while the weight of the rocks of different sizes used was 1,500,000 tons. Al-Fartusi continued, "The number of connecting bridges reached 880 bridges, and the number of fully completed fenders reached 117 fenders. While the number of fully completed ship berths was 144 berths, noting that the yard was also completed to connect to the 5 docks. It is noteworthy that the project to establish the container terminal for the Grand Fao port, which is one of the 5 projects of the project, includes the construction of 5 giant docks to unload ships with a length of 1750 meters, and the construction of a container yard with a length of 1750 meters. Listen to the full version on the official dinarreport.com website and become our supporter on Patreon. Source: Dinar Recaps.